My name is Jeff Hogan. I was born in Mesa, Arizona. I've lived all over the country, Ohio, Georgia, California, and now Florida. So I've seen the country. Started collecting when I was in California, probably the year I got out of high school. I was about 18, it was probably 1983. Found my first insulator in the desert on my bicycle with my friends, insulators laying on the ground, and that's how I got hooked. If there was anybody who really influenced the direction I went in, it was probably Robin Harrison. He's from Seattle. He got me interested in porcelain, and that's also where I developed my interest for the NWBIT insulator, which I displayed today at Springfield. The most interesting thing in my collecting was going to British Columbia and collecting in the West Kootenays and all the cool stuff. It was going back, and it was a museum of porcelain in the air. There were the English eaves spout insulators that were still in the air and were coming down. There were ink marked Fred locks still on the pin, and I pulled a few off that they were doing a lot of change outs at that time. This was in like the mid 90s, and a lot of the stuff was coming down, so we were able to retrieve a lot of that. Somebody advised us to check with one of the locals, and we knocked on his door. He invited us in. We went to his basement, and there were 3 ink-marked Fredlock transpositions in his basement. And I remember leaving with the 3. That was probably the most amazing moment ever. My first insulator was a Hemingway 42 in aqua, you know. And shortly after that, I thought I saw something purple on a pole, and I was obsessed with getting it. Never did, and I remember seeing one at the flea market, and it was $15, and I was horrified at the price, and I didn't know that I'd ever be able to afford one. But you know, I think at some point I picked up a couple. So my first show, it was probably Cle Elum in Washington State. It was a small little swap meet up in the mountains, and there were people would just bring their campers and their cars and tents, and they just camp out for the weekend. And then on Saturday, everybody would go hunting for, go up in the line, and we'd hoped to hunt for, it's where they found the no-leak Ds and the purple cal cross tops and other Hemingway cross tops and such items like that. And if I had to pick one out of my collection, it would probably be my little Fredlock 2-piece miniature eaves spout. I specialize and I don't specialize. I love stars, I love Canadians, I love McLaughlin commemoratives, but I really just collect whatever just happens to come my way, and if it catches my eye, that's what I really like. I have many dream pieces, you know. I always want a cobalt EC&M, I want a green EC&M, I want a glass Harlow, I want a peacock Mickey, you know. It's all these things, you know, maybe I'll get someday. I don't focus a lot on the ones that got away. I just look forward and look to what the future brings, and what potentially what the hobby brings, and all the good times we have here, like being in Springfield. It's just makes the hobby worthwhile.